Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo flying insect trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo flying insect trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Dramatic video shows the moment a panicking Russian helicopter gunship crew blew up their own convoy. Vladimir Putin's armed forces are scrambling to halt the Ukrainian advance into Kursk after Kyiv's surprise invasion last week. New black and white footage released shows a Russian Ka-52M helicopter line up the two transport vehicles in its sights and fire missiles at them. One after the other they explode in a flash of white flame and black smoke. While the pilots would have celebrated the direct hits, their comrades in the convoy would have faced serious injury. Ukrainian troops later came across the damaged trucks as they advanced forward and dropped bombs from drones to finish them off. Daylight photos show the burning wrecks on a road in between two fields. The Russian bungle was one of a number of friendly fire incidents that have happened during the shock invasion. Another saw the same type of helicopter gunship destroy one Tu-19M2 MSTS self-propelled gun and damage another. The Russian-on-Russian attacks are reminiscent of when warlord Yevgeny Prigozhin tried to overthrow Putin. The Wagner boss fought for the Russians in Bakhmut before he was eventually blown out of the sky after the failed coup. The fast-moving military campaign has also seen Ukraine destroy Putin's Turtle tanks. Russian tanks have appeared underneath the Turtle shell-like cages to defend from drone attacks. Humiliated Putin has lost almost all of the tanks he had when he began his brutal invasion of Ukraine. Since before the grim two-year milestone in Mad Vlad's war, Russian top brass have been forced to rely on warehouses with stockpiles of vehicles left over from the Cold War. Ukraine invaded Kursk 9 days ago, bursting through Russia's light defenses of poorly trained conscripts and shallow defensive lines. Ukrainian troops have been able to ambush the Russians as they have stormed into the country. Dramatic first-person footage showed Ukraine's valiant troops dressed in camouflaged bodysuits as they run through the woods hunting Putin's men with grenades, guns, and rockets. Video shows the heavily armed soldiers storming through the trees as they get closer to the enemy. Meanwhile, Ukraine has managed to seize as much Russian land in just 8 days of their mini-invasion as Putin's forces achieved in the last 8 months. Mad Vlad has been left fuming over the continued incursion as he has called on the Kremlin to deploy more troops into Kursk to kick the enemy out. Ukraine's armed forces have stormed across the border in beefed-up convoys, including tanks and aircraft, since starting to attack on August 6. Kyiv now claims to control 74 settlements in Kursk and a formidable 1,000 square kilometers of enemy soil as of Tuesday evening, with the figure expected to continue to increase as they push on with their fiery war plans, says General Oleksandr Syrsky. Since the start of 2024, Russia has only managed to steal 994 square kilometers of land inside Ukraine, claimed Telegraph Analysis. The precise amount that the Kremlin has managed to capture is unknown, but the US-based Institute for the Study of War, ISW, claims that Putin has taken control of an area that is more than 1,100 square miles around Donetsk. Kursk is seeing an increasing number of deaths as Putin's men are having difficulty stopping the Ukrainian advance. In the startling surge, the Ukrainians are thought to have also captured up to 1,200 of their enemy soldiers in a severe setback for Putin and a significant confidence boost for Zelensky's forces. Being the first Russian leader to give up their own territory since the Second World War has left Vlad unable to put an end to the onslaught. That's made Putin increasingly nervous, with video capturing him twitch and rubbing his hands together looking rattled. Around 100,000 locals have been evacuated from Kursk and neighboring Belgorod. Vlad on Monday insisted Moscow would eventually push the Ukrainians back, despite the fierce fighting boiling on. He said Ukraine's offensive appeared a ploy to gain leverage at the negotiating table for potential peace talks. By Owen Leonard, Vladimir Putin has been labeled hesitant and rattled as the Russian tyrant grapples with Ukraine's surprise invasion. Kyiv's troops launched a shock offensive into the Kursk region last week, ruffling the preside.